What's up, everybody? It's Amber and co-MC Joe LaRocca for LPNN. Joe, introduce our special guest here.
Our special guest today is Lieutenant Deputy Commissioner Tarik Sheppard with the NYPD's Public Relations Unit. Tarik, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Joe.
Okay, so I have a big question. Last year, you were here, and you were Sergeant Sheppard. Now, a year later, Lieutenant, congratulations.
Thank you.
Can you please explain what your new role is?
So I went from sergeant in the Deputy Commissioner Operations Office, doing a lot of retail-related work. And, you take a civil service exam to get promoted to sergeant, lieutenant, captain. So I got promoted to lieutenant, and now I'm inside of the Deputy Commissioner of Public Information's Office. So working on, a lot of different media requests, press conferences, you name it. If it involves media, it comes through our office.
That is very cool, and I am actually kind of a media nerd. If I'm a self-described media geek.
You are a nerd.
I know, I am, and that's okay. I dig it. I embrace my nerddom.
Can I call you nerd?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I dig that. I don't
Everybody,
care.
if you're on Twitter right now, you know the little birdie app
Just
on your
tag
phone. You want to tag Amber
At
Bradley at my calibration.
Hashtag nerddom.
Hashtag nerd.
Yes.
And hashtag LPNN.
Hashtag Alvin and the Chipmunks, last movie I saw. Listen, this is serious, okay? Because we're standing here with an armed guy that could really take us both out if we get too mouthy. You know what I'm saying? But he wouldn't do that because he's in PR.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
He's undercover.
So, speaking of
Can't shoot a
nerd. He can't shoot a nerd. They do. Okay, so that's not funny. It's inappropriate.
Okay.
Okay, Tarik, this is serious. I'm a total nerd when it comes to media.
Yes.
And media can play an important role when you're talking about the perspective of the country. And when you have, some sensitive situations happening with law enforcement, I mean, how does the media play a role?
Well, the media plays a huge role, and I think people have to remember that these days, television, internet is where people get most of their information from. And so when you look at an incident around the country, the media has to remember that they have a responsibility to sort of show the truth of what is happening.
Right.
And so you may have an ugly incident that may take place at one of these police departments or in one of these cities around the country, but it shouldn't overshadow the 306 other 64 days of good work that's being done. And so oftentimes we forget about the silent majority, that those community people who are home, who can't come out into the streets and show support for their law enforcement members, and also the business community.
Right.
A lot of individuals who are in the room here today
Right.
who really have strong partnerships with law enforcement and prosecutor offices. They want to be able to come out from their jobs and say, hey, no, actually, these people are pretty good. They help. They're trying to do the right things, but they just don't have the time to do that.
Right.
So just don't forget about the silent majority.
Right, and especially as Joe knows and can comment on probably, we've been working on as a law enforcement and loss prevention community coming together to understand what ORC is, how it matters to retail, and how we can partner together to attack it, right?
That's right. Lieutenant Sheppard came out to Los Angeles a couple of years ago to look at the LORCA program, the Los Angeles Area Organized Retail Crime Association, and what we were doing on the West Coast. And, first of all, I'd say the NYPD has always been a fabulous partner. And the fact that you were committed, came out to Los Angeles. I know you've talked to a number of different orcas across the country.
Right.
And then you were one of the founding members here in New York. Can you tell us a little bit about the New York Orca program?
Yes, so it really was helpful that our new commissioner who came in after Ray Kelly, Commissioner Bratton, had already been a part of the law enforcement, the LA Orca that started up. And so he already knew what this was all about. It made it very easy for me and an easy transition to move into that. But at this point, one of the things we're going to be talking about later is the expansion of the New York Metro Orca into other parts of New Jersey, and now including Pennsylvania. So now we've changed it to just the Metro Orca to include these other counties in the state of Pennsylvania. And now, we're growing, but one thing we have to keep an eye on is as our membership grows, we have to make sure that our private industry partners have the ability to input information into those sites. We have a lot of law enforcement, we have a lot of prosecutors there looking for information, looking to take cases. So now we have to make sure that our rules are set up where our private industry partners can input into that site so we can extract that information and take these cases and ultimately put people in jail.
And how would retailers get involved in the Metro Orca program?
Right. So you would just have to go to you can go to metroorca.com or .org or whatever it may be, and there's a quick sign up. You fill out the sheet. If you're law enforcement, I'll approve the membership. You just have to sign up with your law enforcement email. If you are in private industry of some sort, it'll go to one of the other partners who will vet that information and make sure you actually you are who you say you are, and then it's free, which is always
We
good.
love free.
Everybody loves free, right? And so and it's really that simple. You just fill out the registration form online. It goes to one of the partners who will look at it, take that information, make sure it's true, and then right from a click of a button, approve you, and you'll be able to use the site right away. And the great thing about the site also is that it maps the information for you. So not only are you able to upload info, but you have contact lists, and you can actually see what's going on a map in New York, in Pennsylvania, in New Jersey. So it's really exciting time. I really, it's one of those partnerships and extreme collaboration efforts that actually is working.
That's great.
Well, and that's huge too, because I mean, when you were here last year, I mean, I remember you were really making a concerted effort within your organization to bring light to what the orcas are and how they work. And I remember that you really coming to the forefront and saying, no, this is important, we're going to get involved, and you got full support, which is phenomenal. So we thank you so much for stopping by, and
Thank you.
We look forward to your upcoming session for sure. For now, we're going to turn it back over to Gus.